Welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, here with another video on Island Raid. Now, if you watched my Island Raid video a few days ago, I promised you that I would make a new video as soon as I had access to the rules, the map, the rewards, and everything associated with Island Raid so that we could go over it together in detail. And now that registration has begun about an hour ago, I'm able to do that for you. So, without further ado, let's get into some of the rules for the registration in Island Raid. In Island Raid, the top 8 alliances from each region are eligible to participate in the event. That means if you're rank 9 or below, you are not able to click the registration to be a part of Island Raid. You are able to join other alliances and participate in Island Raid, but you're not going to be able to participate within your own alliance. I am sorry for that, but these are just how the rules work. At the time of registration, your alliance must have at least 30 active members. An active member is just someone who is logged into the game within 3 days prior to registration ending. That means at reset tomorrow, if you haven't logged in within 3 days of that, you are not eligible to participate, and the matchmaking phase will account for that. Now, when the registration period ends, the list of participating alliance members will be fixed. The only thing that can change about that is if that alliance member is kicked out of the alliance. So, if you had a list of participating members and you have that set power, but say someone leaves your alliance or you kick them for some reason or another, they're not coming with you to Island Raid. And this is after the registration period ends. And rule 4, if you for some reason have a shelter who is below level 8, you can't participate no matter what alliance you're in. I don't understand why you would have a below level 8 alliance member in your alliance if Island Raid doesn't unlock until later, but they have to put that rule in there. So, no farms, no low level farms anyway, are able to participate. Now, next part I want to go over is the map. Now, the map I tried to show you all the other day was just the overworld map. This is actually a much smaller version of that. It's about the size of Zone 3, if I had to guess, and you're fitting 8 equally sized alliances on that map, trying to fight over this central location. Which means it's going to get very hectic very quickly. Now, on the very first day when you teleport in, you are going to know where your alliance's helipad is. After the matchmaking phase, they will give you a map telling you, well, during the matchmaking phase, they will give you a map telling you not only what alliances you're up against, but what helipad belongs to you. Please make note of where that is before you teleport in, because as soon as you teleport in, it will be random. You could be anywhere on this map, and you need to be able to get back to your helipad as quickly as possible. Stock an alliance teleport just so you can do that. You should probably have a few teleports because you will be using them. Now, you've teleported in, you've gotten back to your alliance helipad. The next step is these smaller buildings are going to be unlocked. There are exactly 8 of them, and they are within 2 towers of each helipad. I know the map doesn't show it that well, but each helipad has one level 6, one fishing village next to it within 2 towers. So get in, teleport to your helipad, find the fishing village closest to you, and take it. It's going to be difficult. It's harder than taking over the main building in Zone 3, but you should have had plenty of time to grow by then, and you're up against 7 other alliances who are going to have similar problems. But get in, get there, take it, and establish your area. Make sure you have space for your alliance members to get in. The outposts won't open for another day. I believe it's actually 2 days. You can count the level 7 posts as kind of the midpoint of the match. The Dead Ruins won't open until the last day. And by this point, an alliance has already won. Chances are one of these alliances has already circled the Dead Ruins and won't give it up for anything. So, your fighting will happen out here at the outposts, trying to gain control of the area around the Dead Ruins, the level 8. Reason being, as you can see, the ancient coins for controlling the Dead Ruins at the end of the match far outweigh any points that you can get from any of the surrounding areas. If you control the Dead Ruins, you probably also control a level 7 and a level 2, and at that point, you would have to control the rest of the map in order to beat them. I wish they would even this out a little bit, but it is what it is. A level 6, a level 7, and a level 8 adds up to 21,000 points. If you control the Dead Ruins, you win. Now, winning is pretty big. Rank 1 Alliance top prize gets a nice little Pirate King statue that lasts for 20 days, which is about the length of time between island raids. So you'll be able to show off to everyone else that you won for 20 days. The golden nano coatings, I don't know if you've seen this in the equipment tab, but there is a refine option now. This is where these gold nano coatings go. They're just a little bit of extra stats for your equipments based on what that equipment is designed to do. If you follow the Discord channel closely, we have a couple of people in there that have been meticulously organizing what upgrades go where as far as how these will benefit you. So feel free to ask in the Discord channel and someone will get that chart to you. Of course, who doesn't love legendary hero fragments? I wish there were more of these. I'm so close to upgrading to Awakening Thunder, it's not even funny. And I need more of these. Kind of silly, 20,000 training capacity increase. Has been useful for events, but still feels silly. And of course, speeding, EXP, speed ups, and more resources, because this doesn't even cover how many you're going to use in this event. But these are just the Alliance rewards. There are also individual rewards you get for just participating. For killing a lot of enemies, there is a particular event within Island Raid that gives you points for killing your enemies. This will be mostly with your whales. However, there are ways to get additional points that a lot of people won't think of. You're going to get more points for enemy kills during garrisons and rallies because they actually kill troops, and just the sheer scope of the combat that you're going to be dealing with rallies and garrisons. You also get these little rewards for participating in zombie kills as well as just participating in the island raid. There are buffs that you can collect around the level 6, 7, and 8 villages, killing zombies, killing hives, things like that. If you're active, you will get these rewards. Island Raid comes in 3 stages. The registration lasts about a day. Matchmaking is where they will work to try and find the people that you're going to be up against. They will try and put 8 equally powered people, alliances, in the same area. Like I said before, that doesn't always work out. But usually, about a day into this, you already know who you're up against. And you can start preparing. Because once you know where you are on the map, let's say I'm here at this central area. I can start talking to these other alliances to see if they are going to be hostile or friendly. Because I can tell you right now, if you try to go 1v7 with no friends, you won't even make it to an outpost. You'd be lucky to even touch an outpost. You'll probably have your fishing village taken from you. You're going to need friends. So find alliances that are close to you, or maybe this one over here to draw attention, but have friends. You're going to need them, and I promise you, it makes it far more fun because your enemies will have friends and they will steamroll you regardless of what you try to do. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on is one of the tabs inside of the rules called Take Note. It has 9 additional tips for Island Raid. Make sure that you have confirmed the alliance that you're registered for before entering the battlefield. You won't be able to enter if you're not in the alliance that you are registered in. 2, you can only relocate your shelter to alliance territory on the battlefield. This doesn't include random relocates. You can use them to bounce around the map, but you can't use an advanced relocation in order to pop yourself next to another alliance on the map to try and cause problems. It also means they can't do the same to you. But you can use random relocators until you get where you want. Keep that in mind for yourself and for your enemies. You will also need a relocator to leave the battlefield during the event. You won't be able to leave the battlefield otherwise. What this means is that while Island Raid is going on, if you want to go back to your region where it's safer, you have to have a relocator to do that. So if you're done fighting, or if you don't have the resources for it, whatever reason, and you want to head back to your region, you need a relocator to do that. And you also need a relocator to get back. So, however, at the end of the event, the battlefield will be destroyed and you won't need a relocator to leave the battlefield. So, as soon as the event is over, you will want to get out of there. The reason I say this is you will be under attack for the last 12 hours after the event is over. So keep that in mind. There is no protection for your alliance after the event is over. Anyone that is left behind will be raided for resources. Believe me, people will want their resources back. It's a lot. Members in the battlefield also can't leave their alliance or be dismissed. So if they're already at Island Raid, they can't get kicked out of the alliance. Otherwise, the programming wouldn't realize that they're supposed to be there and wouldn't know what to do with them. The alliance also can't be disbanded because that would create members on the battlefield that are without an alliance, which is not allowed. Now, the rest of these points are for different events that can happen during the events, such as back alley doctors, or if you're summoning in Russell's zombies and stuff like that. If you leave the alliance battlefield and those zombies are still there, you don't get the rewards for them. You have to kill them while they're there, and they won't come with you if you teleport out. You'll have to resummon them. Antpeed hunt can happen and will likely happen while you're there. If you've gotten to the final day and there's no more fighting, it would be best for you to go ahead and get that Antpeed hunt out of the way because there's still plenty of rewards for participating in that, especially equipment materials. But you will have to tear it down in your original region and construct it on the Island Raid map. I would do this very close to when you're about to do Antpeed, simply because if other alliances see that seismic wave trap, on the map, they know you're going to do it, and they're going to be watching for it. And if they see a bunch of rallies sitting around Antpeed that are already being targeted, what's to stop them from going to say hi? This is a new one, and it's very nice because we were having a lot of problems being immediately zeroed after they started Island Raid. When you enter Island Raid for the first time, you get a 24-hour peace shield. You can break this peace shield, obviously. If you scout or attack, you break your own peace shield. But we were running into a lot of instances where people would teleport in, but they wouldn't teleport to their helipad, and they would be immediately zeroed upon being found, which pretty much kicks you out of combat for the next few days. And with that, that's everything I have about Island Raid coming up. And hopefully, you all learned something from this. I hope you're a bit more prepared for Island Raid and the fun and chaos that it's going to offer you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any content ideas for videos you'd like to see in the future, now that I've gone over these events, I will likely go back to doing some more hero breakdowns. So you'll be seeing more of those. If you want to see a particular hero, please leave that in the comments below or message me in the Discord. I am open to any content ideas to help people understand this game. Again, this is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.